Listen, I thought that Homelander was crazy as hell, and then we met Omni-Man. Somebody call the ambulance.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
Somebody please call the ambulance or something. Well, I guess Cecil did what he had to do, so, you know, and I guess Mark's jeans did what it had to do at the end of the goddamn day, but bitch, Mark got his ass beat up, and usually I'm like, okay girl, like, bitch, you walked into this shit, like, usually I am really hard on Mark, but this time I felt really bad for him. I was like, oh my god. I mean, but see, I wrote notes down so I wouldn't do this shit, and I ended up doing it anyway, like I'm ranting already. But what I'm saying is, like, bitch, the amount of times that that Omni-Man knocked Mark on his fucking head, I would have been like, yo, it's okay. And I would not have been like, oh, I'm gonna stop you, I'm gonna defend my friends. Bitch, that's not a plan that's working right now, bitch. He knocked your ass through some trains and shit. Like, oh my god, we have to start from the beginning. So, you know, Omni-Man was dragging the shit out of the Immortal, and he killed him, like literally just ripped him in half. And Mark was like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, Mark immediately went to Omni-Man to start beating his ass, because it's like, or not beating his ass, just lightly touching his cheek, because Mark was not beating nobody's ass. Mark was not beating nobody's ass. So Mark immediately thinks, like we all did at the end of the first fucking episode, that Omni-Man had been possessed or something, somebody's taking over his body or something. Like, what the fuck, why would you do that shit? Bitch, Omni-Man said, girl, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Mark? I'm a Viltrumite, but bitch, let me give you the real tea on Viltrum, bitch. He said that, first of all, the reason they were able to establish such a wide-ranging and powerful civilization, Viltrum, the Empire, is because they had basically gone through this time period where they killed each other off, and, like, you know, they got the weakest of them out of their society and started building from there, and they expanded and started taking over worlds and shit. And Mark was like, what the fuck? So I guess their forces got a little bit spread thin, and so he was just like, you know, some officers, some people from Viltrum were assigned to specific planets, and he was like, I was assigned to Earth, and you're a Viltrumite. Like, girl, what are you doing with these insects? And see, this is, first of all, this is what I be talking about when people talk about, oh girl, why don't aliens come here? Why don't aliens come here? Bitch, we don't know. First of all, when they're looking for life, we talk about life as we know it. We don't even know what's really out there. And like I always say, it's billions and trillions of planets out there. There's no way that we're fucking alone. I don't know if we'll ever see them hoes, but that's the first thing. The second thing is, why would aliens want to come here? If, like, can you imagine you as a human being going to a planet of ants? You know, just full of ants and shit. First of all, would you want to go there? Second of all, you would literally just be stepping on them hoes, right? I mean, that's what some humans would do, just step on them bitches and walk on and build on top of and move them hoes out the way, spray them hoes with some fucking bug spray, and move them out the way. Like, so that's why I think, like, okay, yeah, you want these super powerful aliens to come to your planet and do what? They're gonna think that we're fucking roaches. They're gonna think we're germs and bugs. Like, that's what Nolan was just like, why do you give a fuck about these people? This is why I liked in Man of Steel when General Zod, he just was so believable. General Zod was so believable when he came in there, like, he came to Earth as a fucking Kryptonian and was like, nigga, this is what the fuck you doing to Clark? Like, you want to hang around these bugs? These humans that we can literally punch through? Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? I thought that shit was crazy. He was just like, I love your mom. Nolan was like, I love your mom, but she's more like a pet to me. And the crazy thing is that his mom is sitting there listening to this shit. And the first thing, remember when they was tussling, like Mark and Omni-Man was tussling, bitch. Well, I mean, Omni-Man was just dragging the shit out of fucking Mark. And that's what it is. And so that correction that I just made even makes what she said even more interesting, because she's just like, oh, they'll kill each other. What are you talking about? That's what she said to Cecil. Like, Deborah, that's her name, Deborah said. She was like, oh, they'll kill each other. No, they're not gonna kill each other. Omni-Man is gonna kill Mark. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And it's crazy because, like, you see, on one hand, Omni-Man is he's still lying to Mark. He's still lying to Mark. Because how is it that you can be like, oh yeah, I want all of Earth to be much better than it is right now. You know, technology that's hundreds or thousands of years in advance of what they have, medical resources, I want to improve Earth. But then on the other hand, he's talking about, oh, humans are fucking worthless. Why the hell would you want to even live your life with them? You're gonna be living forever and ever. Like, when all this shit crumbles to dust, You ain't gonna have nobody, bitch. Like, all your friends gonna die. So what are you talking about? Do you actually want to help Earth? Girl, we know you don't. Or are humans and human beings completely fucking worthless and you can't understand why your son would have a fucking emotional attachment to that shit? It was wild because I just think that this episode in particular shows the cycle of abuse, because even after Mark got his ass beat up, I'm talking about smashed into a goddamn mountain, bitch. Like, I mean, Nolan was just like, mink, 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 mink. Oh, Omni-Man was like, mink, 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 mink. Bitch, even after he did all that, and Nolan was asking him like, okay, what will you have at the end of the day when you're living for thousands and thousands of years? What will you have at the end of this? And then through like choking and blood and shit coming out, Mark manages to say, like, groan. He said, I still have you, Dad. I still have you. And I was like, oh my God, it's like such a bitter, it's not even bittersweet, it's just bitter because like I said, the episode, I think to me, it's all about the cycles of abuse, especially when Omni-Man, after he beat Mark's ass, was like, look what you made me do. And that line in particular is used very often when it comes to emotional abuse, but especially like physical abuse. That line is used like the aggressor can be the one beating your ass. And then at the end of the day, I mean, over and over and over, it's like, look what you made me do. You need to behave so I won't do that shit again. And then the victim would be like, okay, let me just see if I can calm down and just not piss him off anymore. But it never happens because it's a them problem, and then they beat your ass. And in order for them to like avoid dealing with that shit, they try to push that shit onto you. It's your fault, even though I beat your ass 10, 15 times this month. They put it on your ass to internalize so they don't have to deal with that shit. And you end up getting beat again. I mean, even at the end when Deborah was talking about, oh yeah, I can't believe that this happened. Like, you know, I wish he would come back or something like that. I was like, yo, it's unfortunate, it's sad, but it's just very accurate. It's very accurate. Although, you know, in the back of your mind, when you first of all, when Omni-Man was sitting there watching his kid because he had knocked Mark's teeth out or whatever, I guess that reminded him of when Mark was young and he was playing baseball or whatever, and then Omni-Man was just standing off to the side away from the rest of the parents just watching him. He felt like it was a waste of time. Why am I here? Like, I wonder how far back Deborah saw the signs of that shit. Like, I wonder how far back she knew Omni-Man was crazy, but it's just like, what the fuck do you do? What the fuck do you do? Because like, you can't be that surprised. Like a superpowered nigga coming from another planet, you have to, in the back of your head, you have to be thinking like, there may be something that I have no idea about that's gonna happen. Because he's an alien from another planet. Like, come on now. The craziest part of this fucking episode was the train scene. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to like throw up. Like, I'm about to throw up. Like, Omni-Man is such a fucking monster. That's why I have no idea why people are like, oh my God, Homelander is scarier. No, Omni-Man is scary as fuck because of his intelligence and because even though he can be a little bit impulsive, that's not his MO. Like, his impulsive, he will plan some shit out. He will intimidate your ass. And you know, all those fucking crazy ass egomaniac narcissists do that shit. But it's like, Omni-Man is on a different level to me. It's extremely sadistic. It's just, he don't do no fun and games type shit. It's, you know, he will wreck your shit. And that's exactly what happened. So that train scene when he just took his head and was just like, bitch, you finna get all this shit today. All this blood and shit came on him from the people in the train, and it was just, but he just kept showing how brutal he was, and Mark would not give up. I don't know if that's like what they're trying to play on with him being invincible. Technically he is, because he ain't died yet. You know, but maybe it's more his mindset that he just won't give up, even though I think that shit was stupid as fuck. I'm so sorry. Like, if I see this nigga's like a complete monster, he just ripped somebody else in half, I'm sorry, I don't care. Like, I'm retreating and I'm coming back with a better plan, because you're not gonna fuck my face up. You're not gonna fuck my face up. You're not gonna fuck my face up into a mountain. This bitch, like, Omni-Man dragged his ass down to the bottom of the fucking ocean. After that shit, I was like, yeah, you got me. Mark was bleeding and shit. All his face messed up and shit. His whole face was messed up. He thought, I'm not gonna give up, I'm gonna fight. Nah, I would've been like, yo, you got it, what you want me to do? And you gotta, I don't know, pretend that you on his side for a couple minutes, couple weeks or something until you can figure out a plan and get this shit together, because that shit was not it. Mark That shit was not, you need a plan, you need a bunch of niggas, like, what they call it, the Guardians or whatever the fuck, the rest of the, you know, parody ass Justice League tried to take him on, and they ended up all dying in the first episode. But they did a lot of damage. So I'm saying, like, maybe if y'all get a whole bunch of heroes and just gang up on his ass, maybe y'all can get him. But Omni-Man was fucking that shit up. He was, and at first I was like, okay, maybe if Mark sneaks up on him, he has a chance to defeat him, right? He has a chance to defeat Omni-Man if he sneaks up on him, does his attacks really fast. But it's not, he gonna need other niggas, he gonna need help. Like, he gonna need help, that's just it. I thought he'd be, because I think even if he tried to sneak up on Omni-Man, he would've got his shit completely fucking rocked. Even though some of it is uncomfortable to watch, I like how realistic they are with the fights. I think that's why I like The Boys as well, because they're realistic with the heroes and the powers that they have. If a bitch has super strength, they will be able to punch through your fucking ribcage. If you don't have super strength as well, or if you're not invulnerable or whatever, like, so I'm glad that we get to see, like, how it would actually be if these people with powers existed in the world that we have now. It wouldn't be sweet. But as far as the aftermath, if I got my shit rocked like that, it's like literally playing on my screen, that's why I keep looking over there. If I got my shit rocked like that by my dad, and he just flew off to some, he may be going to fucking Viltrum or whatever to get some reinforcements, come back. I mean, he don't need reinforcements, but he may be just going to get an army or something, I don't know. But if I got my shit rocked like that and my dad just left, I would not be able, it's like, where the fuck do you go? I wouldn't want to be outside. Bitch, put me in a bunker. Put me in a bunker, bitch. Like, he's outside at the fucking cafe, just talking to these things. Amber came running back, all these bitches, like, I would be like, y'all need to get the fuck out of my face. First of all, like, me and my mom are going to a fucking bunker, bitch. Like, I'm talking about a bunker that was built for the, like, atomic bomb level threats. Bitch, we're going underneath that hole. It doesn't seem like Omni-Man has x-ray vision or anything like that. It's giving go underneath the ground, maybe, you know, 8, 7, 10, 20 miles and hide in a bunker. Bitch, as long as I got Wi-Fi or whatever, I'm good. Like, I would not want to step outside. Bitch, Mark needs to train. I'm sorry, like, you got to get your shit, Mark, you got to get your shit together. You got to get your shit together. Like, you're going, every episode you've been dragged, you got to get your shit together. I don't know if you got to go to the Viltrum Wikipedia or some shit and look some shit up. I don't know who you got to contact. You got to get an army. This nigga's coming back. This nigga's coming back. But yeah, I love the show. Absolutely love the show. And like I said, I really like how they covered, in my opinion, they really covered a lot of bases when it comes to, like, families dealing with abuse or abusive fucking husbands or fathers. It was just really real. I cannot wait to see where the hell this is going. Like I said in my other video, they have renewed this for season 2 and season 3. And I know I can read the comics to figure out where it's going, but at this point it feels like I'm gonna be spoiling myself for the show. I don't know, maybe that's corny to think, but I just, I wanna wait for this, I wanna wait for the show. But on that note, please do not hesitate to tell me what you thought about this episode, what you thought about this entire season in the comments. Also, make sure that you check out patreon.com/AdrianExpression if you enjoy hearing me run my mouth. I do weekly podcasts, among other things, over there. Love you all so much, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
Give me your wig, give me your wig, give me your wig, give me your wigs. You don't know what to do with it. Give me your wig, give me your wig, give me your wig, give me your